Welcome to the Georgian Dream podcast. Today we discuss Georgia's integration into EU and NATO, challenges and achievements on this path. Today our guest is Nicholas Samkharadze, Chairman of the Committee for Foreign Relations of the Parliament of Georgia. I would like to start our discussion with talking about the aspiration of Georgian people to join European family. When we talk about this issue, we know that this is a historic choice of the Georgian people. Actually, every time when I enter the Council of Europe and the hemicycle, I almost literally hear the words of Zurab Joania as he said, "I'm Georgian and therefore I'm European." I'm very proud that Georgian Dream has achieved a lot, and we have celebrated so many achievements on this European path from 2012.
Thank you, Tamar, for inviting me. Yes, indeed, the European integration and integration into NATO is not just a foreign policy priority of the current Georgian government, but it is a civilizational choice of the Georgian nation. Georgian culture is also very much embedded in European culture. We share same values, we share same beliefs, and therefore this is a path which Georgian nation has chosen after the declaration of independence 30 years ago. We have made quite an important progress on that path. In the recent past, Georgia has signed association agreement with the European Union. Georgia enjoys visa-free travel with the European Union, and also free trade agreement with the European Union that gives a possibility to Georgian citizens to feel the physical integration also. On NATO, Georgia has also made a huge progress. We've been participating in NATO-led missions to preserve peace and stability throughout the world. Georgia has been one of the biggest non-NATO contributor states in NATO mission in Afghanistan. And I can say that as of today, up to 85% of Georgian armed forces have undergone through NATO-led missions, which of course increases the compatibility of Georgian armed forces with NATO, and also it brings Georgia closer to the Euro-Atlantic community of nations. These two major foreign policy objectives, EU integration and NATO integration, is also a constitutional objective for Georgia, and Georgian Dream government was exactly the government which put it into the constitution in 2018. Therefore, and during our term of government, support to European integration and Western integration in general has reached unprecedented high figures. Therefore, it's our choice, and we will work hard to become full-fledged members of NATO and the European Union in the near future. Of course, it is not only up to Georgia to become a member of these organizations. It is also a decision should be made, a political decision should be made also by NATO and the European Union.
I want to recall a very recent important proposition of the Prime Minister of Georgia, Mr. Irakli Garibashvili, at the General Assembly of the United Nations. He called upon the nations to support Georgia on a new peace initiative, which means to promote stability in the South Caucasus, and this is an initiative of the Peaceful Neighborhood. It is important in the regional dimension, and it is very important also to stretch this initiative to the Black Sea region as a whole. I believe that this proposition is very important for Georgia to reinvent Georgia as a state that plays an important role as a mediator in the region and as a leader in the region.
Yes, that is another foreign policy priority of Georgia, to have peaceful development in the region. And of course, Georgia is very much interested in peace and stability in South Caucasus. The recent Karabakh war has unfortunately brought economic hardships. Whenever there is destabilization and conflict in the region, of course, there are less and less investments coming into the region. Infrastructural projects are stalled, and therefore, of course, it is in our interest to have a peaceful and stable environment in the region. Therefore, the peace initiative of the government of Georgia to mediate between Armenia and Azerbaijan and to create a peaceful Greater Caucasus region is another foreign policy priority for us. It is very important that Georgia enjoys trust both in Baku and in Yerevan because of our very good neighborly relations with both Armenia and Azerbaijan. And therefore, we have to make most. We have to use this trust in order to promote peace and stability in the Caucasus. Plus, Georgia is a country, 20% of which is occupied by Russian Federation, and peaceful contribution to peace in the South Caucasus in general will also have positive effect on peaceful regulation or resolution of conflicts within Georgia. I mean Abkhazia and Tskhinvali region. This initiative is widely supported also by our European and American partners, and this initiative can have double track approach. It can be at the executive level, and it could be also at the parliamentary level, where we could create a parliamentary forum with the participation of parliament members of 3 South Caucasus states in order to discuss variety of issues which are of common interest, be it trade, be it environmental issues, be it infrastructure, and connecting our region to Europe and also connecting our region to Asia. Only peaceful Caucasus can be a place which can connect Europe and Asia together.
I would like to continue our conversation and talk about the initiative of Georgian Dream. Actually, this was our major campaign pledge last year, and this is Georgia's goal to apply for EU membership in 2024. And here I want to underline one aspect of this whole process. As soon as we've announced this goal, and because Georgian people really support Georgia's EU integration and European path, this initiative was supported. We've seen it in the elections, in the results of the elections, because Georgian Dream has won the popular vote. After Georgian Dream wins the elections, we see emergence of an unprecedented political turmoil, unprecedented political pressure. And to me and to many experts in the field, this type of pressure is just another demonstration of Russia's strategy to hamper Georgia's European aspirations.
We had a very, I would say, sad example last year after parliamentary elections, when most of the opposition parties alleged that the elections were rigged, although they were recognized as free and fair by ODIHR and many other international organizations, and they could not provide a single document, a single evidence of fraudulent elections. This created an artificial political crisis in the country, and then EU and the US had to mediate in this crisis. Of course, destabilization and internal political crisis never served the interests of the Georgian people, and it really breaks the development path of the country, and it also prevents country from carrying out important reforms, because when you have to deal with a political crisis, then there is no time left for reforming. This has a very detrimental effect on the security of the country.
Indeed, members of the European Parliament, as well as the US ambassador in Georgia, just very recently, she said that escalation is not in the interest of the Georgian people. We can really see that Europe and the US is very much committed for de-escalation of the political atmosphere in Georgia. And it is definitely up to the Georgian parties to prove that they are really European style parties, so they can respect the decision of the people, the choice of the people. This is the only way democracy can develop in Georgia.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to times when Georgian political parties can have discussions on thematic issues, on environment, on infrastructure, on education, on foreign policy, on security policy. Unfortunately, today the party system in Georgia is not developed so that we could have parties based on ideologies. I really hope that with a move to a proportional system, that was also our idea. The next elections, next parliamentary elections, when we will have fully proportional system, it will allow also more parties to enter the parliament, to become stronger, and this multi-party pluralistic parliament then will be able to concentrate on thematic discussions. Of course, it's clear that our international partners and friends of Georgia want stability and peaceful development in this country, and it is also our big hope that after these municipal elections, the country will get back to its normal path of development, and we will continue on our democratic path of development.
Thank you for watching and sharing this video with your friends. Until the next time.